We got it.
No, we're good. We're good.
We're good. Yeah. So for all those watching, thank you. We're back. We are migrating to new software for the next show. So bygones to bygones. So this thing called Ecamm Live. It's a pain in the butt, and you can only use it on my side because it's Mac, and Dave doesn't have a Mac for some reason. That's Mr. Tech guy. but rest assured, we're here tonight. Most important part. So yeah, what's up, Dave?
How are you, my friend? It's been a few weeks.
I'm doing good. Let's get some chatter out there. Can everybody hear us? Somebody comment on this.
Yeah,
I,
I hope people can hear us.
yeah, usually they chime in pretty quickly.
That'll kind of suck if it's just you and I again.
I
You
know.
know, because we're used to just talking to ourselves, but it's a whole different level
Yes, everybody can
when
hear it. Danny says hi.
good,
All of our Facebook
awesome.
users say hi. I was actually at Max Design last week.
Yeah, you said I thought you were going to do a live from there, but I didn't see anything.
We changed it up. So I actually shot lots of video, and I've got to edit
Right?
it together. It was really cool. Um, just really seeing. I felt like I was at Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, man. There were like Oompa Loompas running around making
I
stuff.
was going to say, so you're calling as a. I know you're not calling Iris an Oompa Loompa,
No,
so
no, I was the Vermicious Kid,
Oh, okay, okay, I
so
got
I
you.
had to
I
watch
got you.
myself. No, no, it's
I did.
awesome.
I
It's
was just watching the newer Willy Wonka the other night.
it's a
It's
good
funny
one.
you say that. It
Yeah,
is.
but no, but the factory was really cool. I got to see everything, man. It's amazing. And so I'm gonna put this together. I was trying to put it together for this week, but I've been so tied up with my kids' track, doing stuff for work. Obviously, reconfiguring this whole thing for Photo Booth Magazine, um,
Right?
everything. But it's not going to be too hard for me to do. But it's really neat. There's just it's to really see behind the scenes of how the stuff is made, right? Um, not just like one guy. There's a whole staff there. Seeing it from raw
Right?
product all the way to the finished product. So I filmed like I got a new Curve Duo. I got to see the whole thing made, and I filmed the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, all the way to like stuff
Oh,
getting
that's
packaged
very
from,
cool.
and like Iris taking an order from a new order, Danny coming in
Right?
taking the order, putting together a DJ console for somebody, all the way into like shoving it into a box. It's awesome. So be on the
Right?
lookout for that. But
That's
yeah,
very cool.
yeah. So, and we're gonna move this to Wednesdays in the interim, because my kid has track on Tuesdays, and it's just,
Wow.
yeah, he's not the fastest guy, but he tries. That's what's most important. But it's just,
Listen, that's all you can ask.
yeah. But it's, it's tough to finish that, then rush home, do dinner, do showers, and then be able to get on here fresh and.
Yeah, it's a good thing you shower.
I didn't shave though.
But that's okay.
Oh,
It's just a little scruff.
yeah, just a little bit. I'll shave. You got more scruff than I do.
No, I don't. I'm nice and clean. Well, I got this, but I mean, that's only because you don't have facial hair.
Ah, it takes me a year to grow facial hair.
Exactly.
Yep. So we have some topics tonight. A lot, not a lot has happened since PBX, but I think that like the dust is starting to settle.
Right?
Um, and I'm seeing some trends. Um, I'm seeing some trends in. So I manage Google ad campaigns like across the U.S. for a bunch of photo
Uh-huh.
booth companies. So I have insights into what people are typing in that leads to ads being shown. So I can
Uh-huh.
actually see like at a large data stream kind of the what people are searching for. Magazine photo booths are starting to pop up like more and
Right?
more across the country. Um, so we'll be talking about that.
Which
And
I do have something I want to show.
oh,
Um, Give me
okay.
a second here so I can bring it up. Because I actually was doing the magazine covers
Mm-hmm.
about 10 years ago.
See,
10 or 11 years ago.
you are ahead of the
So
curve.
it's just so funny. And I was actually doing wireless. I was going through some old photos, and
Hmm.
believe it or not, I was doing wireless printing back in 2012.
Ahead of the curve.
Head of the curve with the DNP RX1. I was doing uh, out of Breeze. I
Hmm.
was doing wireless printing for strips as far back as 2012. And I
That's a long
wasn't
time.
using the DNP module or anything like that. So that was it was really weird that those pictures that I found came up, and I was like, wow, wait a second, that's stuff that I was doing back then.
So you say 2012 is when you're doing the magazine cover and the
Yeah,
wireless printing?
yep,
Way
yep. I
ahead of the
found
curve.
pictures. I found pictures, and let me see here. Let me go back and look here because I was like kind of shocked when I saw it. And we're also going to be talking about doing free events and
Yeah,
stuff because right now is the time of year when a lot of
opportunities
whatchamacallits
happen.
opportunities. Yeah.
Um, well, while you're looking for yours, I'll show you. I just did my first one. Let's see if I can go here. This one here. So this one, it was like uh, it was like a Sweet 16, and her theme was the Phillies. So I just took a picture that I took at the ballpark and put that as a backdrop. And this is
Right.
with this. There's no backdrop behind it. There's like an empty room. I faced the photo booth out. So I not only
Right.
did I use Curator's Magic Green screen,
Right.
I put together a magazine. So it's actually kind of two different experiences in one. Let's see if I got another one here. Here's a promo I did, right? So it's the opportunities are there, but there's a lot of people searching for it. And if you're not doing the magazine cover thing yet, definitely put that on your to-do list to learn how to do. And it's not that hard. It really isn't. I mean, you did it in 2012. So,
Right.
I mean, now the
Yeah.
technology is
I
easier.
actually did it for like a bridal show that I was doing, and the subject person that I have is actually someone that we both know that you would recognize.
Mike
Kind of
Tyson.
reminds you of somebody who sells a lot of chicken.
Oh, Denny.
Uh, yeah, he was
Denny!
he was helping me with this bridal show, and I was doing the magazine cover, and it was like a wedding, like a bridal magazine type cover.
Hmm.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
All right, you got it. Pop it to me in my Facebook Messenger,
All right, let me.
and then I'll share that with everybody. This is 2012 that this came out,
Yep,
and that you did
it's not
this.
a pretty picture, but gosh darn it,
People like you.
uh, people, it worked. Um, Boy, I'm
Sharing is
kind of
caring.
embarrassed by these, but
I
you know
know
what?
it's
They're
just
so funny.
that's the best part is like looking back. That's why we do it. That's why people want those pictures, right? They want to look back in time and see
So
what these
I
memories are.
use like Google Photos, and like I've just had my phone like ever since I've had an Android phone, and they had Google Photos.
Did
Um,
they had Google photos back in 2012? Man,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I guess they did. I'll have to take a look at my Google Photos because I've had it for a while. So did you find that picture yet, Dave? We're all
I did,
waiting.
I did. I know. Hold on, I'm getting ready to drop it here.
Drop it like it's hot.
All right. Facebook. Here we go. And let me send it to my buddy Art.
We're buddies.
Uh, Not, that's the wrong art.
Oh, I thought I was the only art, Dave. You're cheating on me. Who is this? Is he prettier than me?
No, you're the prettiest one of all.
Oh,
All
where are
right,
you,
here we
dude?
go.
Is it coming?
What's that?
Is it coming?
They're uploading now. I'm sending you three of them. So
You're on dial-up, right?
yeah, I am. It's actually a modem. I'm using a 300 baud modem.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, I gotta hit the little button to send it to you.
All
Wink.
right. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Holy shit. All right. So let's do that. Can I make that bigger? All right, I'll share. Here we go. You guys gonna see what I see.
That's what she asks me all the time.
All right. So that's a router, I assume. That's an old looking router.
It is.
Here's your business. Oh, so a D-Link router.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, people are still using this stuff today. So you were way ahead of your time. Look at that setup. Magical. I expect to see a harem in there, like on like bean bags and like a hookah when you go in there.
Dude, that was like super popular back then.
Oh wow! And look, there's the RX-1, Old Faithful. That's
Yep.
crazy. So you were doing the magazine and you were doing the wireless at that time, back in
Yep.
2012. That looks pretty nice for 2012.
Yeah, I was using the pipe and drape. I gave customers the option um, of open or closed,
Okay.
and I still use the pipe and drape today sometimes. I still get people that like a nice enclosed booth, and so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Here's another one I did. Let me see if I get this right. I'm always messing this
There
up.
it is. I'm,
There's a
I'll send you this one.
there's
This
another
is
one I did
this
for
is the
weddings.
magazine cover.
Ooh, okay. Let me
Do-do-do-do-do.
sharing. He's carrying. Let me get out of this one.
It's
But
so
yeah,
funny.
like it's popping up, and I'm seeing. So there's people looking for magazines, and there's two ways to do it right now, and one of which is just simply configuring your photo booth to do it, right, with backgrounds and overlays. The
Yep.
other one is the big, huge, humongous, like walk-in box. So I'm not
Yep.
into the big box. I mean, we all know these venues have very little room as it is for our regular setups, let
Uh-huh.
alone this big, huge box. So I'm not getting the big box. I'm gonna just use what I have. Let's see what Denny
Yeah,
looked
but
like.
the nice thing I can that the smallest is 7 by 7. So that was a my magazine cover, and I just printed it out on a little 4 by 6 you know the 4 by 6 postcard.
Yeah, and that's like Denny hasn't aged at all. He still looks the same today.
He does, yes.
I love the tie. The tie is the best.
Uh-huh.
The big fat cool tie.
That
Killer.
that was that was right when I got him started in the photo booth. So yeah, I mean, it's been around. It's cycles. It's like fashion.
Hmm.
You know, old becomes new again. People are thinking that the magazine covers are so awesome, and and it's all new and stuff. And I just want you to know that some of us that have been around for a while have been there, done that, and kind of
Hmm.
but it's circling back around, which is kind of
Yeah,
cool.
it is.
Because
It's fresh.
when we were talking about stuff, I can bring that back out again and now revamp it.
Hmm.
You know, so
And that brings me to another part in this. Like, is yes, it's been done before, but it's been forgotten. Like, or people has there's so many people in the industry now that have never seen it, right, or never thought of it. And there are probably some that have been doing it for a while and hasn't stopped, but now it's becoming a little bit more in the front of the consumer's mind. I was
mhm.
talking to Clay Moore today, and he was saying, and I don't know if this is his take on that. Somebody from the acapella group Pentatonics, right?
Mhm.
They had that, and that kind of was one of the things that helped, propel it again. And I'm sure maybe a couple other celebrities. And that's what happens is once, like Kardashian, the glam booth, once a celebrity, goes viral with one of the things, and then they all want to be like the celebrity, and that's how it kind of pops up again.
Well,
Uh,
sure, that's how the 360s kind of took off with what was it, Megan Thee Stallion or
Mm,
something at one of her parties,
right.
during COVID. That's what I remember seeing for that.
Now we just need like some of the other things that we've got, like I don't know, like the sketch bots. I need a celebrity using that. That would be awesome. I mean, I'm using it now as it is, but that'll just make it even more desirable in the eyes of the consumer. Um,
Right?
yeah, and AI, right? Which is kind of like the next thing. But anyway, the big box. Let's talk about the big box that you walk in. What are your thoughts on the that setup?
You know what? I still like it. I mean, I
Hmm.
offer it today.
So do you have the big
Um,
box?
I do.
The Vogue box, right? Okay.
Oh, um, I do. Um, I don't offer it as much
Hmm.
because it takes a lot of time to set up.
Right.
Um, so it mostly just sits in the storage unit. Um,
But
like I said, it takes a lot of time to set up, and
but you
you
got it.
need you need a trailer to kind of set it up
Yeah.
because of the plexiglass.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't have a trailer, nor do I want to get a trailer just for something like
Right.
that. There are some that have trailers and trucks and all that kind of stuff. I'm all about being compact. Um, and that's goes to every purchasing decision that I have. If it won't fit in my vehicle in any way, shape, or form, then it's off the table for me at the moment. And I'll just sub it out to
Well,
somebody else, like you.
and that's why I kind of like the breakdown of the booths nowadays, like like the Moby booth and
Hmm.
Danny Max and the Min booth. You know, that you can break them down and load them into the back of throw them in the trunk of your car with
Yeah.
a printer and some props, and you're good to go. And a backdrop bag. Um, so
Yeah.
it makes it quick and easy where you don't need to drag out all that extra equipment.
Oh yeah. And that's just makes it so easy for everybody. Also, it comes into to play when the different size of our personnel. Like not everybody's as strong as like myself or you, and you got somebody who's like maybe 4'6" or 4'7", 4'8", and weighs 110 pounds, which is
Listen,
almost.
you shouldn't talk about Shane like that.
Oh, Shane can lift. Better that's Shane can lift. I've seen him.
Yes, he can.
Yeah.
Yes, he can. I'm sorry, Shane. I was only joking with you when you see this.
Oh, Dave Gordon's watching round two. Hey, thanks for watching, Dave,
Hey, Dave.
Mr. Gordon. Um, so yeah, so magazine, I love it. It's a nice little add-on to the events because some people still want like a regular overlay, the traditional
Mhm.
2x6 or the 4x6, um, and then this is a nice add-on. So this is I again did a 4x6. I need to get a printer. I'd like to get a printer that does 8x10s.
Right.
So that's something. Which printer do you know of does 8x10s? Do you have one?
Uh, I do. I believe it did DNP 820.
I
I
think it
think
does.
does those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't print out as fast. I think it takes like a minute to print out an 8 by
It
10.
it does. It does well, it's just because
Big.
of the size.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes about a minute and a half to 2 minutes, roughly, for an 8 by 10.
Somebody asked who was
But
that good looking guy. That was Mr. Danny McConnell.
yeah, that was probably Denny asking that question too. So 'cause I know
Um,
he's watching. I talked to him earlier.
yeah. But eight by tens, a minute. So you really, that's what you'd have to set the expectations for the right event. Like,
Hmm.
look, this isn't giving me 300 people in one printer. Like, I'm
Right.
not going to be shooting multiple pictures all night. You got to kind of frame it up like a real photo shoot.
Sure. Sure. And then that's why, it was more for event printing,
Yeah.
where you'd have a photographer taking the picture and then, at the beginning of the event and then, when you were getting ready to leave, you'd swing by the table and grab your photo and stuff like that,
Yeah.
because it takes. But I mean, the some of the newer printers that are coming out are able to do them too. I think the Primera, I think you
Hmm.
can also do. 8x10 on that.
right?
I think you can order media for that.
Yeah, those are two. Or
So
even like a
they're
6x8 or whatever, like even a
right.
slightly bigger size is nice to have.
Mhm.
So I will be looking into that. And then another thing that's been popping up in the Google searches is AI photo booth. That's
Mhm.
starting to pop up more and more and more.
Mhm.
Um, and so we just quoted here, the 6x8 is still impressive compared to 4x6. Absolutely. I couldn't agree
Oh,
with you more on that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Bigger is always better.
Yep. Especially with
You
the in
know.
magazine.
Yep.
That's like
Yep.
the Mobile Beat magazine that just came out.
Mhm.
I think I have one here. Let me see. Oh, do I have one? I think I do. I swear I do. Yeah, here it is. The one that we're on, right?
Well, that's not us.
No, it's not. But I just want to give you a comparison. Like magazines
Right.
are getting smaller, right? So here's a four
Right.
by six. I imagine this is a 6x8. I'm assuming like four by yeah, this is a 6x8 or so. But
Yeah, that's probably 8 by 11. 8.
8.5 by 11. Let me see.
Yeah.
This is eight. Well, no, 8.5 by 11 is a regular sheet, right?
Right.
So, and here
And
we've
is it
got
smaller? It is much smaller. Okay.
so it's 8.5 by 5 something, maybe 5.4.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, they are a little smaller. Okay.
Yep. So still, you can get away with a 6x8. You know, there you go. So 6x8
All right.
is acceptable. Turn it sideways. There, sideways.
There you go.
Right. That way or this way?
Why does it look like there's a pizza stain on there?
Because Rachel was eating pizza. No. Um,
Rachel, I'm only kidding.
uh, no, she loves her pizza. Don't mess with her pizza.
I know. I know.
So,
So
but
we're
AI, right? So
yes.
you've been playing with AI stuff. You find your pictures, send it to me on the Facebook chat. In the meantime, I'll show the ones I've been doing. You've kind of already seen the one I did from uh, right there. Let's go to this one here. So that was me. What I liked about this was the generative AI,
Right.
where it actually got my body pose, right? So that's actually how I posed. You can tell there's a little bit of a
Right.
glitch there with my arm. There's two arms, but I was holding up my camera. So, and I was actually crouching like that. But then there's the face swap AI. So I've been messing around. And I wanted to mess around with holidays because I know there's holidays coming up. I'm like, all right, let me just mess around in case I need this for a Cinco de Mayo. Christmas is
Right.
coming up, next year, or actually July, because you got, Christmas in July.
Right.
St. Patrick's Day, you've got a St. Patrick's Day one.
You
Football,
do?
like you got all these, events where, you know, I do some mitzvahs and they really there's a football themed mitzvah here and there. So I was like, can I do one with myself in a football helmet? Yeah, I can. It's kind of an Einstein looking one. So yeah, so
Well, you are smart like Einstein, so I could see that. You know.
far from it. But yeah, so AI is popping up. So I'm using the first one you saw was from LA Photo Party, which is
Right.
fantastic because I had the generative AI. I'm
Right.
actually in the beta for Curator, and so are you.
Yep.
So we've been testing this out. Let me open up yours. So this one is yours.
Hmm.
Now that looks a lot like Sammy.
I think I should take that as a compliment because
Yeah,
Sammy's a very handsome guy.
he is. Absolutely. And he's got all the gold. Yeah, that looks good.
He does. Him and Ursula have all the gold over
hmm
there.
But this AI is dangerous because I I was on a Facebook group. I think you're in the same Facebook group, and they were talking about a venue, and somebody posted a picture of themselves with a decibel meter behind them. And so we're good friends. It's Chris Marks. And so I took
Right.
this picture, put it on my phone, uploaded it into Curator, and then took my picture. I space swapped mine with his and just reposted it.
Right.
So it's like, and another one I did was a creepy Easter bunny photo with holding a
That
baby.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that was very scary.
Let me
That was very creepy.
I'll see if I can find it. It was creepy, but that was the point. I wanted it to be creepy because
Right,
AI, you could do anything with it. And it goes back to, I was about to say this earlier. I was watching a video, somebody was interviewing Sammy and Ursula, and
right.
it really struck a chord, or actually, like, light bulb went off in my head and saying, Art, why aren't you doing this? Which is, we already have the software, right? That has all these tools in it, and it's about creating an experience with the tools that you already have and not waiting for an experience to
Yep.
come to you, right? So, like you said, the magazine experience has been around. You just needed to bring it back in some way, shape, or form. I mean, there's no special tool that you need to create the magazine experience. The tools are already there. You just need to
Right.
know the process to create it. So let me see if I can find that. Where did I think I posted it in a very special group here. All right.
I think you posted in the Photo Booth magazine, or
I did a
it might
lot
have
of.
been the yeah. You were posting it all over, and I was thinking, man, that is just so creepy.
Yeah, I'll find it here. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Not that one. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's go zoom in. You guys ready? This is awesome. Um, that's
That
me.
is
That's my face swap with a poor kid
that
creeped
is so
out by,
creepy.
oh my gosh, that Easter bunny. Jeez Louise. So, I mean, you could do stuff like that. You could grab an old
Right.
photo, an old family photo, and you could face swap with somebody. If you really,
Right.
dude, if you're doing a funeral, it's perfect for the funeral. Good
But
Lord.
it's just showing you that there's no end to the possibilities that you can do with this stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to necessarily just grab a superhero picture. You could grab, like, there's so many. And so I'm testing out. I'm going to continue to test out different scenarios and trying to just be different a little bit. And that's what it comes down to, right? There's
Right.
a million photo booth companies out there, but the ones that hire are the ones that doing the different things. So you got to think
Yeah.
of, okay, it's great. You can do a 4x6 or you can do a regular strip with a really cool design on it, but they're going to get tired of that after a while, and they're going to be looking for what's next. All right, what's next?
Well,
So
and that leads me into the next thing that we were chatting about, with topics, was the free events.
yeah,
And that's kind of where, like, when I'm testing new product
mm-hmm,
or new offerings, I'll
yeah,
bring them out at these free events to kind of roll it out there for people to see,
yeah.
at these galas and things like that.
It's like we did last year with Sketchbots, like with that
Yeah.
gala. I was
Yep.
like, all right, let's test it out, and man, people were going crazy over it, and that's actually
Yep.
starting to. I'm seeing more people talking about Sketchbots too. We got Min's doing them,
Hmm.
Stephanie Taylor's doing them. I was talking to Neil Shore today; he's getting them. So people are actually calling me about it's like, Art, what do you think about the Sketchbots? Like, I love the Sketchbots, and
Right.
they have a new thing. But yeah, free events are a great way to test out new stuff, new concepts.
Yep. Yep. And it's kind of neat because you've got a large audience, and mostly at these galas and some of these free events, those people are spending a lot of money, so you kind of
Hmm.
have money there at the event
Yep.
to to see and to you know get yourself out in front of.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the free events
So
are good for testing um, new concepts, and the free events usually attract larger amounts of people. So whenever you're looking at and trying to gauge whether something's going to be tangible as a product, you want a
mhm,
larger data set. You don't want to test this out in front of 15 people, and
right,
make a decision off of that. You need a bigger room, let's say, because not everybody's going to like what
mhm,
you're doing. But if
right.
a higher percentage does, then you know you've got something.
Exactly. And the nice thing with the free events that I do I've managed to make some really good connections. I know, I saw that. I managed to make some really good connections. I had an event earlier last week for one of the largest auto auctions. They were doing their spring kickoff
Hmm.
fundraiser, and we wound up having multiple things at the event.
Yeah.
Uh, for them, for their guests, and it was because I donated. They were at one of the free events, the galas that I did, that I donated to for local charity. For um, they support families that have lost a child, during birth or right after. And it I've done multiples. I mean, there's uh, it's called the Adeline Rose Foundation, and then there's another one called Laney's Legacy, which was a young girl. It's probably 8 or 9 years ago that passed away Christmas Eve, I believe, from cancer. And kind of the entire, I want to I don't want to say the entire, but there was a large group of people that actually sang Christmas carols outside of her window,
Huh.
Christmas Eve, as kind of a support thing. And she passed away, and I've done the photo booths for the events for I don't know how many years, but it's, and to me, it's selecting the right. Uh, I get asked all the time by lots of fundraising things. It's great exposure. Well, exposure doesn't pay my bills, and I only donate my time and my staff because I'm out of pocket for this stuff.
Yep.
This is the stuff where I'm paying my staff, and I'm paying subcontractors to handle events for me. Um, and you have to find something that's true to you, um, and I think that's beneficial, you
Yeah.
know, to the world. Something that's giving to the world, not just like some, and I don't want to say this nastily, but sometimes it might just be a little league, baseball team that they're trying to raise money, like a beef and beer, and you donate a photo booth and things like that. There's many times where I'll donate a 2 hour event as a giveaway sometimes
Right.
if I get asked, because donating a 2 hour event, isn't a lot of cost, but it gets your name out there, and
Hmm.
and I just asked that I be added um, into the promotional material,
Yep.
so I'm I'm considered one of the major sponsors for the event
So this is
every year.
you've got a good point there, and I think what it comes down to, especially for those who are watching who are new, it might take a few times of doing some free events to get the spidey sense, to be able to sniff out which ones um, are going to be they're going to return in the long run, right?
Yeah, well, you have to be careful because once you do one, then everybody that's there that's from other, because that's how the Adeline
Yeah.
Rose came about, is because I was doing Laney, and they came to support the Laney event, and then they're talking to me at the Laney event. Hey, we have this thing. Would you be interested in helping us with that? And after I do a little bit of research on it, I found that it was something that I thought would be um, a good thing to donate to.
Hmm.
But there's some, that like American Cancer Society, I do things for them, but those are large national organizations.
Hmm.
Um, I know that they have the funds that can kind of support, a small fee or something like that.
Yep.
So there are some where I do charge, and there's some where I donate it for free.
Yep. So Dave, they say they can see the laptop in your glasses. I'm just glad because
Mhm.
now I know that you're watching the show.
Okay, I'll take my glasses
Oh,
off.
you can wear the glasses.
Now,
I like
now,
it.
now you can see the bags under my eyes.
I'm not taking my glasses off. I'm keeping them on.
Oh,
On
here,
this.
let me switch it to
Can you see the
there.
ring
That's
light
a
in
little
my
bit better.
glasses?
That's a little bit better.
Um, yeah, but
Yeah.
you never know what event is going to be a return. Like it feels good, right? Number one, you're doing something good for the community or an organization. That's good.
Mhm.
But you never know whether it's a little league event or a big gala when a good opportunity is going to rise out of it. Because you know what? There are people with lots of money who have kids in little league. You never know.
Sure. Sure. And I've done those also. The softball fundraisers and things like that. Um, it's you kind of move up in events. Like when I first started doing them, every little organization that would contact me, I would be like, yeah, I'll do it. We'll do 2 hours, and then next thing you know, I'm there 4 hours, and then next thing you know, I'm doing multiple things at the event. Um, we're doing the 360 over here. We're doing the Roamer booth.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing um, our regular photo booth. Um, you when you were doing the sketchbot for that
Yeah.
event that I helped you with,
Mm-hmm.
and you had the regular photo booth right next to it. So
Yeah.
I believe in karma. I'm that type of person that what you put out, you
It'll
can
come
get
back.
back.
It does. It comes
And
back.
I've been lucky enough to come across people in the right places at the right time. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It
and
does come
and
back.
I've met some amazing people at these events. Some famous, some not famous. Some people that have told me stories that I just want to bawl my eyes out. Hearing their stories. So I just recently did an event for the Philadelphia. It's called the Buddy Ball. It was for special needs students, kind of like a special needs prom.
Mm-hmm.
But it was called the Buddy Ball, and we had the photo booth. I had I had actually Denny was helping me, and he did the photo booth. I did the 360, and we were busy all night, and these kids just were having so much fun. They were so polite, and this is probably something that they don't get to do very often.
Yep.
um, and they had a blast, and it was worth seeing them enjoying themselves, and getting pleasure out of that. Seeing the smiles. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I love doing photo booths, as much as I do, is because
Yeah.
you know you get to watch people have a good time, make funny faces. You know, they're serious their entire life, but you put that boa and a sign in front of them that says, I don't know him, or I don't know her, or you know, I'm here for the cake, or I'm a wedding crasher, and their whole persona just, turns to that person where,
For
you
celebrities.
see a smile, or you see a kiss, like when I'm doing weddings and I have couples that give a kiss,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, what, like when I'm doing strips, I'll print out the 4x6 of them, doing the kiss. And I tell them, listen, it's always good. I mean, because nobody gets pictures anymore printed out. Like when you go to Walmart or CVS or Rite Aid or whatever, or Walgreens,
Yeah.
you go and take your little canister of film, and they develop it for you. People don't do that anymore. Now everything's on their computer, or on their phone. And I tell them, listen, hang this on your refrigerator. You got something, the everybody needs a good picture of something like that, that they can look at and say, you know what, we had a great time that night. And I've gotten calls from just because of that. So it's the little things, doing something that is a little more.
Little things
It's
turn to
it's
big
not
things.
always exactly, and it's the little things that mean a lot to people too. There's many times where I'm handed a $10 or $20 bill be, because all I did was give somebody a four
With
by six
a little
print,
skin.
and you know let them grab my butt once in a while.
Oh,
I
that gets a 50 at least.
That's me paying them, so
That's
that cost me more that night then.
yeah. No, but they're good. And the free events, you gotta you gotta be able to sniff it out. There's good opportunity in getting more business from it. I did 3 this weekend. This past weekend was my giving weekend. Every event
Hmm.
was free and for a good cause. I've gotten one, two, three, 4 bookings out of it, right? So it paid back. One of which was for a Cub Scout pack. One of which was for a local for a Rita's. And so the
Right.
Easter Bunny at the Rita's is doing one this Thursday at a different place. And he referred me to that place, so I got hired for that. Um, Friday night, what the heck did I do? Oh, Friday night, I got a referral for a wedding. Or actually, it was Friday at a school. We did a sock hop for an elementary school, and
Right.
we got on the news. So I got some publicity out of it,
I saw
right?
that. I was going to bring that up because
Yeah,
you're TV famous for a good 3 seconds
yeah.
with
You
a
never know what's
with
gonna
flash job.
happen, right? And that's another thing. And somebody else commented um, that it's good for getting marketing materials because you can sit there and take pictures of your setup, and if people are willing to be part of it, you can ask them, "Hey, do you mind if I take a picture? I'm going to put it on my website." And they say, "Yeah." Well, now you've got some extra stuff for your website, some social
Hmm.
media stuff, so it pays off. But yeah, free events, guys. They are worth it. They can pay off. Just have some patience, and do it knowing full well that you may not get something back, but you're doing some good. The karma will come back.
Right. And there are free events. Well, I mean there are some of the fundraisers and things like that where they might have a budget for that.
Hmm.
But if they don't, and you personally feel you have to have a connection to it. Don't
Yeah.
do it just because it's something. I mean, if you were doing it to get your name out and you're new, that's understandable.
Hmm.
um, but realize that when you do one, you're going to get 50 more requests
Yeah. And you know what? You can always say
to do.
no. You have the power to say no,
Right.
or you have the power to say we're unavailable, or the power to refer somebody else who maybe needs a free event, right?
Mhm.
So you don't have to say yes to all that.
Right. And that's the other thing is, saying no is okay.
Hmm.
All they're going to do, sometimes they're just going down, the Google
Down the
search
list.
of photo booths that are around to just try and find somebody,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and like I said, I turned down probably 5 to 10 times more than I accept, and
Hmm.
it has to be
Sweet.
the right event,
Yeah.
you know.
So we talked about magazines, we talked about AI, we talked about free events. And I want to kind of get back, so a couple things that I've been seeing. Um, Sketchbots, right? They've got a new AI model that just came out. I thought that was really cool. We're going to
Mhm.
have them on, I think, in a few weeks. We'll have Al on.
Right.
White labeling. There is a new white labeling kind of like company that kind of like portal where people who want to be part of a white label community and want to get referrals to do that.
Right.
Um, that's going to be coming out. We're going to have them on for an episode. So we got some really cool things we're going to be hitting on.
Right.
So one thing I wanted to tease though was the thing by Sketchbot. A lot of people have been asking me about the Sketchbots. Like I've had 2 calls today about it.
Right.
Um, but what's really cool is now Sketchbots isn't just a sketch on a piece of paper. And Owl can always correct me on this, but it looks like, let me pull this up on their photos here. Yeah, here it is. So I'll share this. They've got animated. So as the sketch is, kind of being drawn, they can have this texted and emailed to them, like your
Right.
guests. So it's not just, and that's
Oh,
not just,
that's
yeah, it's
that's
not
very cool.
anymore.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, so we're gonna have Al on, um, hopefully in the next couple weeks or so. So we're
Nice.
not gonna do a show next week because I've got to go to Dallas. I got my niece's wedding,
Right.
um, and during that time, I'm also gonna get the new software ready. So
Right.
well, we had a good show. Is there anything else that you wanted to hit on, or any of our viewers? And we got 10 people still watching. You got 10 people. Any questions? Hit us.
So listen, I do want to say and throw this out there that we are always looking for guests. It
Hmm.
doesn't have to be a vendor, it could be someone from the industry. You know, if you want to talk about business or something that you do for your business,
Yeah,
we would love to have you on. Please don't hesitate to reach out to Art or myself. Um, my email is dave@ismilepod.com, the letter I, the word smile and pod.com. Or on Facebook, direct message me or Art. And, we'd love to have guests on, whether, even if you're new to the industry, because we'd like to talk to somebody that is just getting started to kind of see,
they
maybe
can ask
offer some
questions.
advice and,
Yeah,
and just kind of do a Q&A.
yeah, they can do it.
Um,
And the new software, by the way, should allow us to do that a little bit easier. Where people are
right.
watching and they're like kind of in the thing, we can actually bring
Mhm.
them in and off the crowd and onto the stage, so to speak. So that'll be
Oh,
kind of
very
weird.
cool.
Yep.
Right. So
Um,
we're
yeah.
we got that cool StreamYard thing happening,
So
coming up soon. So
yeah.
it's very cool. And then, the other part of that is if Art's off and where I'm off, we could still have guests and still do shows and things like
Yep.
that. So,
Yeah, because right now
you
it's,
know,
it's been me running off of this software that's actually sitting on a machine with the StreamYard. You'll be
right.
able to, Dave, just log into the browser and do it, which is just
Yep.
so much more
Yep.
accessible for you. So my bad.
Well, we're get,
Buddy cam was
we're
good. It
getting
is.
we're getting more advanced in our times of doing this. So that's the important thing.
Yep. Well, cool. Let's see here. Somebody said, guys, make a show on step by step for the spreadsheet. Oh, yeah, somebody's been asking me. So I put together a spreadsheet, which was like not really my sheet, but I adopted it for the photo booth industry. It was a DJ sheet, and it was the ROI calculator, basically.
Right.
You know, putting all
Yeah.
of your costs in it versus what you should charge, and it'll tell you how much profit you're making off of. It includes depreciation of your equipment, and it includes insurance. God forbid you don't have insurance, which I've actually know a couple of people. I'm like, you don't have insurance.
Right.
Um, your car, your gas, your food, employees, software, media, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, maybe we'll bring that on again in the near future.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked to several people that found that episode really popular. So,
Yeah,
maybe we update that a little bit
yeah, I think I'll
and
revisit
see.
that. So that's a good suggestion. Yeah, I'll take that as a to do for a future episode. Thank you. So.
And, maybe we do one on props and stuff like that.
Hmm. You know what I want
Again,
to do with props? I was thinking about this the other day. I want to get, and I don't want to upset any of our vendors, but I want to grab, almost do like a Pepsi challenge, but a break challenge, because there's some props out there that I'm like, they break too easily versus some others,
right,
and some that you wouldn't think broke.
right,
So I just want to just grab a handful and say, this is, I'm not going to name names of companies, maybe, I don't know, and give it the break test and start
right,
and just go down the line and see whose
right.
withstands.
I've got one from a particular booth company that makes them that's very, very sturdy.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about, and it's like impossible because it's like a crowbar. You bend it and it stays. It's like goes back.
Exactly,
You can't break it.
exactly.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Ahem.
Uh, that's
Rachel.
it. I know. Right, right, right. Here, hold on.
Gosh darn it! I would love to see that in mass production because that would just be
Yeah.
crazy good. and you cannot destroy those things. I think you can run it over with a truck, and it'll be absolutely
You
fine.
probably could. Well,
Yeah.
listen, we've seen them run the boost over with the truck,
We've
so
seen them pull a truck with it.
that's
Like
true. That's
literally,
true. Yes.
one end of the booth latched onto a car, the other end's on a truck, and
Yep.
it's towing the freaking truck.
Right.
So it's good stuff. So, all right, let's close it out.
All right, bud.
All right, so we'll see you
You
guys
want to
again in
thank
2 weeks.
everybody?
Yep, we'll have a new
Thank
look.
everybody again, and thank you for being an awesome host and co-host and friend and everything.
Wait, you two. Somebody asked a question. I can't leave until we ask. Do the props
Right.
need to lady years? The verbiage and concept would be outdated. Do the props need to lady years? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know either.
All right.
Well, I mean, you do want to have sayings that are current. I mean, I have some that,
Oh,
like YOLO, and if I put that out at an event now, the kids be looking at me like, "What's YOLO?"
oh yeah, yeah.
You
Oh, it
know?
means last year's. Last year's like somebody here. Last year's, yeah. But
Okay.
like last year's like date, maybe I don't know. Definitely not 2023.
I always try and buy props without dates.
Yeah,
You know,
you get those off of
but yeah,
Amazon.
you do have to kind of keep up with like new sayings and new
Mm, I think
concepts
YOLO's
with
still
the.
good. YOLO's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, and believe it or not, there's a lot of boothers out there that don't use props anymore. They're
That's
moving away
true.
from them.
Yeah,
So
I
I've
can't
done a
help.
few events.
I can't help it. I
Done a
love my
few.
props. Love them.
I just did a I did a school last week, an elementary school, and I put out handful of props, and I actually had the heads,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
SpongeBob and
Mhm.
the minions, and the kids just flipped out over those.
So the wearables?
And yeah, yeah, and it was just so funny because some of these kids, it was in elementary school. There was like this little girl, she put it on, and I swear, like
Mhm.
SpongeBob came all the way down to like her knees.
Yeah.
It's like virtually, she was like the size of SpongeBob.
Oh gosh, that's
Because
great.
she had her little hands like coming out the bottom of the thing. It was just so hilarious.
Uh,
So yeah,
that's cool. Yep. Well,
sometimes they're good.
yeah.
All right, man. I think
All
we've
right.
we've we've had enough of tonight.
Yeah, we're back in the saddle again. Got
That's
some
it.
stuff coming up. It's good. Good to see you, Dave. Thank you,
It's
as
always good to
always.
see you, my friend.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great couple weeks. We will see you soon. Just
Take
whatever you do,
care.
just leave the Easter Bunny alone. All right. He didn't do anything bad to anybody. That's it. Have a great night, everybody.